Hello students, today we are knowing more about this lunar eclipse that is on 5th July 2020, that is today's date. So students, today is a penumbral eclipse and timing is 8:37 am to 11:22 am as per IST, that is Indian Standard Time, and peak time is 9:59 am IST. So you should know what is a lunar eclipse. Do you know about it? Let's learn more about this lunar eclipse here. So during revolution of moon around the earth, at one position the earth, moon and the sun are in the same straight line. At this position the earth blocks the sunlight from reaching the moon and moon comes under the shadow of the earth. So students, what causes the lunar eclipse? I hope it's clear that when earth, moon and sun are in the same straight line and the earth is blocking the sunlight from reaching the moon and moon comes under the shadow of the earth, then this phenomenon is only called as the lunar eclipse, which you are seeing today. So there is a diagrammatic representation of what ma'am has said, that there is sun and earth and then moon, all three are in same straight line. As the earth is revolving around the sun and the moon is revolving around the earth, so there can be chances in a year when all the three come in the same straight line. So here, as you are seeing, there are two regions of the shadow shown to you. This is the umbral region of the shadow, which is at the center, and at the sides there is penumbral region of the shadow. So when the moon comes in the shadow of the earth and it is in the umbral region, there will be a total lunar eclipse. But when the moon is in the penumbral region, then it will be a penumbral eclipse as it is occurring now. And when the moon is out of the shadow, then there will be no eclipse. So I hope by this diagram it's clear to all of you that what is a lunar eclipse. So what is meant by a penumbral eclipse? If you have not understood by the diagram, you can understand from here. Penumbra is actually the outer lighter region of the shadow, which is formed by an extended source of light. As ma'am has shown you here, this is the penumbra region of the shadow formed by a source of light that is here, that is sunlight, is at so much distance. So it's an extended source and its shadow of the earth is falling on moon, and this is the penumbra region, and this is in between the umbra region. Umbra region is formed by a point source of light, while penumbra region is formed by this extended source of light. So current eclipse is due to the moon coming in the penumbra part of the shadow of the earth. So it is called as the penumbral eclipse. Other eclipses which occur are total lunar eclipse, partial eclipse, subtle penumbral eclipse. So all these lunar eclipses can occur at different times. And currently what eclipse we are seeing is the penumbral eclipse because the moon is coming in the penumbra region of the shadow of the earth. So you can see this is the penumbral eclipse, and it is a photograph which was taken in a previous penumbral eclipse. Now, cause of lunar eclipse as per Indian mythology. Indian mythology has got some story related to the lunar eclipse and the solar eclipse. So let's go to that story, what it is. Do you know, students, when the gods and demons, they were fighting for Amrit or nectar which was obtained from the oceans. It's a story that gods and demons, they fought for nectar or Amrit. By doing Sagar Manthan, they were going to get, or Samudra Manthan, they were going to get the Amrit or nectar which could make them immortal. So when they did, actually they used the Himalayas for doing this Sagar Manthan. So when they did it, actually what happened? They, whatever Amrit was obtained, when it was obtained by the demons, Lord Vishnu dressed as a woman, as a beautiful woman or Apsara, he went to the demons and took the Amrit from them and gave it to gods. And gods drank that Amrit, so they became immortal. That's why the gods will not die, they will not perish, because they are immortal and they have drank the Amrit. So there is a story goes that there was a demon who knew that gods are not going to give them Amrit. So he disguised himself as a god, went to the god's side and he drank the Amrit. But it was known by Sun and Moon. Sun and Moon, they came to know about this and they told about this to Lord Vishnu. So Lord Vishnu became very angry and with his chakra, which he holds in his hand, he beheaded the serpent-shaped demon. This demon was serpent-shaped, he beheaded it. So head of the serpent was called as the Rahu and it separated from the tail, which is called as the Ketu. So you can see here, this is Lord Vishnu with the Amrit in his hand, which he has taken from the demons. By some mischief, he has taken this from the gods. He is going to provide it to the gods and he has taken it from the demons. But these Rahu and Ketu, or this demon who was a combination of Rahu and Ketu, he dressed himself as a god to get the Amrit. He drank the Amrit and then only Lord Vishnu beheaded him. So the head part became the Rahu and the tail part became the Ketu. So this story goes on in the Indian mythology. So revenge was taken by Rahu and Ketu. Rahu and Ketu, which had become immortal as the demon had already drank the nectar. So they vowed that they would swallow the sun and moon whenever they come near to them. So this swallowing of sun and moon is called as Grahanam in Sanskrit. Grahanam is actually Sanskrit word for swallowing anything. So it is called as solar and lunar eclipse is only that, and it's called as Grahanam in Sanskrit because it's believed that Rahu and Ketu swallow the sun and moon during this period. So you can see in this diagram, it's shown Rahu by this symbol as it is used in astrology, and Ketu is shown by this symbol which is also used in astrology, and you can see sun, moon and earth are in same straight line and earth shadow is falling on moon. So moon is in lunar eclipse. So this is the lunar path, that is rotation of the moon, and this is the solar path. Means this is the path on which the sun will be there and this is the path on which moon will be there. This is an astrological figure which is used to show that Rahu is the head part and Ketu is the tail part of the same demon, and they swallow the moon and the sun during the solar and lunar eclipse. So there are some myths related to the lunar eclipse which I hope you should know and you will understand it clearly once you go through this. So remain tuned to your own channel, that is Unique Learning Channel, and let's know more about this myths. So we should not eat or cook food during the eclipse or lunar eclipse. Pregnant ladies should not face or come in front of the moon because if they do so during the lunar eclipse, so it will result in some deformities in the baby, like it can result in upper lip cleft can occur in the upper lips of the baby. This is a belief. And we should wash off our sins by taking bath during or after the eclipse, it is believed. And we should not do anything which is forbidden, which you should not do during the eclipse. And we should not even think about such deeds. So you are shown here a picture of an eclipse. Here there is a moon in eclipse. See how the moon phases are changing. It's under eclipse. It's almost total eclipse. And then moon is coming out of it. Now there are some facts related to lunar eclipse. So scientists and astrologers, they do not follow the myths, but they suggest some facts which everybody should know. So that is, you should take bath after the eclipse, and because it helps you to purify your body, to cleanse your body, to maintain your hygiene. And moreover, hygiene is very important nowadays as coronavirus is also spreading. So we should be very careful about hygiene and we should wash our hands for about 20 seconds with soap. There is a minimum distance between earth, moon and sun during the eclipses. Actually, they come at the least distance. So So that causes a gravitational pull by moon at the time of eclipse, which affects our body mass. So our habitual actions may be impacted by this. Because of the gravitational pull by moon at the time of eclipse, it affects our body mass. So our habitual actions and some other actions of our body are changed. Now kids born during this time may be hyperactive or they may have some deformities due to the gravitational pull effect. As you have seen that there are some myths, but myths are not true. There can be little bit small deformities which can occur due to birth time, or the children may become little bit hyperactive. Then high potential energy is there, so it can result in high chances of accidents because of this high potential energy. So this can happen. Then digestive system may get affected due to this pull. So it may result in low digestion. So it's better to avoid eating foods because low digestion will be there. So we should eat food before the eclipse or we can eat food after the eclipse. So students, I hope you have understood everything about these eclipses, and I have told you the Rahu and Ketu story also, how they have taken revenge. And this Rahu and Ketu, you can remember this Indian mythological story it is. So it's not totally true, and today you will be seeing an eclipse like this where moon is in the penumbral eclipse, and I hope you have understood clearly that how moon comes into the penumbral eclipse. So stay tuned to your own channel and learn more from your unique learning channel, and you can subscribe to the channel as ma'am is trying to provide you good videos related to the current topics, related to some nature, related to environment, related to science, related to maths. So you can know more and more about the various things like lunar eclipse, solar eclipse, and so many other things. So today you can enjoy this lunar eclipse, but as it is during the daytime, it's difficult to see it. And in lunar eclipse, there is no problem. We can see it from our naked eyes also. But because it is in the daytime, sunlight will be there, so it will be difficult to observe. So stay tuned to Unique Learning. Happy learning. Bye.